Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of John Matrixx Talks Movies. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me. Today, let's talk about time travel in Star Wars and should it be implemented in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, if you watch Star Wars Rebels, we did get to see the world between worlds. This was essentially a time travel moment in the Star Wars universe. It was the first time that it happened. Ezra Bridger actually saves Ahsoka from Darth Vader during their duel at the end of season 2 of Star Wars Rebels. Now, there's been a lot of questions about whether that should be put into Star Wars Episode 9 to correct the wrongs of The Last Jedi. And my answer on that is no. Because I think you can get away with something like that in a cartoon TV show, but when it comes to the actual Star Wars saga films, I think that is dangerous. I think that it can do a lot more damage than it could actually help. The reason why is, if you can just go ahead and time travel, then you should be able to pretty much undo everything in the original trilogy. So if people really don't want to see Luke, have homicidal thoughts about his nephew, then all right, we need to go back in time and tell him, hey, Kylo Ren is not on the dark side, and if you do it, this is going to happen. So other questions could come up. Well, if you can do that, why don't you go back to Star Wars Episode 3 and warn Anakin about Palpatine, and it's a lie that he said he can save your wife from death? Okay, then you can just keep going on and on and on, and until the point to where there really is no story anymore. I think time travel in Star Wars could actually end up destroying the whole entire story as a whole. We like to see people struggle in Star Wars. We like seeing Luke, fail and then rise back up. In Empire Strikes Back, the duel with Darth Vader was one-sided. He lost an arm, but he found out that was his father. But however, he learned more, he became stronger, and he defeated Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi. So, therefore, we like to see the hero's journey. The hero's journey entitles learning, failure, and then succeeding in the end. But if you do time travel, you can just manipulate and pretty much throw everything out. So Star Wars Episode 9 really needs to stay away from the time travel element. Now, one could make the case that in the world between worlds, that wasn't necessarily time travel. It was just the Force playing out things as the way it should. So in other words, Ezra, no matter what, was going to save Ahsoka in the world between worlds. It wasn't necessarily a time portal, but he was going to be able to interact with her no matter what. So it's not like a Back to the Future moment where Marty McFly goes back in time in the DeLorean and reverses the events of old. It's not like that, I believe. So going forward, I think Star Wars Episode 9 just has to deal with what was dealt with them in Star Wars The Last Jedi. They can't necessarily, I believe, reverse what happened in that movie, because those events, whether you like it or not, they happen in that movie and you just got to live with it. So Luke, he was a grumpy old man, and that's just the way it was with him. You can't necessarily go back and reverse it and make him, this super cool Jedi that we were hoping to see. And I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think Luke is going to be super cool and this all out, Jedi anyway in Star Wars Episode 9, because one thing, he's dead. He's a Force ghost. He OD'd on the Force, thanks to Rian Johnson. So it's just not going to work. So time travel is not going to work. The only thing I guess that could actually help Star Wars Episode 9 is just for JJ to go out, make the best possible story that he can, and pretty much just shoot the film to the best of his abilities. What happened with The Last Jedi has already happened, and I think JJ should take some blame for that because he set up Luke to be a quitter on Op 2. That was his idea, so he had to do it, and also that was Lucasfilm's idea to basically push Luke to the side to make Rey the center focus of the sequel trilogy. So that's my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? What do you think of the worlds between worlds in Star Wars Episode 9 and time travel as a whole in Star Wars? Should it happen? Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.